Hi guys, welcome to Thursday's literacy lesson. So remember, this week is our descriptive language week. We are trying to use lots of descriptive language in our writing. At the start of the week, we looked at word forms, we've looked at figurative language. In today's lesson, we're going to be describing a character, thinking about all the things we've looked at this week. But before we start, let's have a go at today's starter, which is looking at another suffix. Remember, a suffix is a group of letters that go at the end of a word. Good. So our suffix today is ly. Now, ly words are usually adverbs. We looked at adverbs on Tuesday. So here are some examples of some words which end in ly. So have a little look at them. Maybe you can think of some more. So maybe pause the video and see if you can brainstorm some words which use this suffix ly. I wonder if you can notice the difference between these words which end with ly and these words which end with ly. Look at the way maybe we form our new words. So for example, if we take the word love, we just pop the suffix on the end. Okay, exactly the same as late. We pop the suffix on the end to change it to lately. However, here, look what happens when our words end with y. I have to change the y to an I and then add my suffix on the end. So for example, busy, we would change to busily. It's really important for us to change the y to the I. That's just one of our spelling rules when using this suffix. Well done if you thought of some more words that end with this suffix. We're going to move on to our learning objective now. So our learning objective today is to describe a character. So if we're successful in today's lesson, we will be able to brainstorm adjectives about a character. We'll be able to write sentences about our character. And if we are super successful, we will be able to use a range of word forms and figurative language in our descriptive sentences. And we have had some practice at that this week. So I expect you all to have a go at trying to use different word forms and figurative language in your writing today. So we're looking at two characters today. Our first character you could choose for yours is Mr. Bumble. Now he is one of our characters from our book, Oliver Twist. Okay, he's in the workhouse. He's not particularly a nice character, is he? So maybe pause the video and have a think of some adjectives you could use to describe Mr. Bumble. And then I'm going to show you what words I thought of to describe Mr. Bumble. The words I had to describe Mr. Bumble were strict, nasty. He is quite nasty. Powerful. Remember, Oliver Twist got thrown out of the workhouse, didn't he, because he asked for more. Grey hair. Well, grey would be our adjective. I'm describing what he looks like there. And large. Okay, that's the physical trait of what he looks like. So you could either choose adjectives to describe their personality, or you could be describing their appearance too. Our next character is Oliver Twist. So those are the two characters you can choose to describe today, Mr. Bumble or Oliver Twist. So just like we did with Mr. Bumble, pause the video here and see if you can think of some adjectives, so some describing words, to describe Oliver Twist. My adjectives for Oliver Twist are brave, poor, vulnerable, it's quite a big word, grubby, and young. So those are the adjectives I've chosen to describe Oliver Twist. Now I'm going to choose one of them characters and I'm going to write some descriptive sentences about them. So I'm going to choose to write my descriptive sentences about Oliver Twist. So what you're going to do is you're going to use your brainstorm that you created. So I can use this to help me form some sentences about this character. Remembering to try and use different word forms and some figurative language too. So we're going to have a practice together. I'm going to show you some sentences about Oliver Twist, and then you're going to have a go at writing your own sentences about either of these two characters. So as I'm writing these sentences, can you identify the different features that I'm using and maybe see if I've used any figurative language too? I'm going to write, Oliver Twist is a poor young boy who lives in a workhouse. So remember, in our capital letters and our full stop at the end. Okay, that's my first sentence. I've used some of the adjectives that were on my brainstorm. So poor, young. So you've done your brainstorm to help you. Next sentence. He is as brave as a superhero, although wears grubby clothes. And this should have superhero. There we go. He's as brave as a superhero, although wears grubby clothes. And my last sentence I'm going to write about Oliver. Despite being brave, comma, he is vulnerable because he is an orphan. Full stop. So those are my sentences that I have written about Oliver Twist. Okay, and if we have a look, so if I get my highlighter quickly now, to look at some of the language, I've used poor, young, so I've used some adjectives. Can you spot any figurative language that I've used in here? I've said that he is as brave as a superhero, which is a simile. Good. I've also used another adjective there, grubby. Another adjective there. If we're having a recap on some of the word forms, I've used some nouns. Of course, we've got Oliver Twist. We've got boy, workhouse, clothes, orphan. So they are all my nouns. And I'm going to look at some verbs now. So a verb is an action or a state of being. So that would be, for example, lives, wears. Okay. So I've just had a recap on Tuesday's and Wednesday's lesson. I've written my descriptive sentences and I have identified the different word forms and the figurative language in these sentences. So not only does that show that I can write descriptive sentences, but it also shows that I understand what the different word forms are. So let's just go through that one more time. Today's task, the first thing you're going to do is choose a character, Mr. Bumble or Oliver Twist. You're then going to create a brainstorm about your chosen character and write adjectives to describe them around the outside. The second thing you're going to do is write descriptive sentences about that character, using your brainstorm to help you. Okay, I have attached a character description template on DB Primary for both characters if you would like to use that to help you. If not, you can do it on paper, you can do it on the computer, and make sure you upload it to the task section in DB Primary. Good luck with today's lesson. I can't wait to look through your work and have a look at some of your ideas. Okay, remember, if you're unsure on maybe some of the word forms or figurative language, you could always go back to Tuesday's and Wednesday's lesson and have a little recap. Have a lovely day, and I will see you tomorrow for our last literacy lesson for this week. Bye.